Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back from the MLG offices in New York City. My name is Axel Toss. I am joined by Axlab, and we're currently watching the IEM Americas qualifiers for Singapore, where the best 16 players in the North America region came together, and now we're down to 2 in the winner's bracket. Remember, after this game, we're going to still have plenty of lower bracket matches happening to decide the second person who's going to qualify. Of course, this is a best of 5 right now between HUK and Scarlett. They're tied 1-1. Let's get into Game 3.
Here we are in the bottom right-hand location of Akalon Waste. The yellow Zerg representing Team Acer. She is Scarlett.
Are our observers going to chat the whole time?
I hope not.
I hope not, too. That's okay. Who's her opponent, Mr. HUK?
Her opponent in the upper left-hand location.
It's been a long day.
Has already 2-0'd me in round 1, actually. We have Evil Geniuses, HUK.
The top 2 players in North America, a lot of people would agree. But only one, for now, can qualify for IEM Singapore. This is a best of 5.
And Scarlett again going for hatchery first, similar to last game. Let's see if she goes for a 3 hatch before pool. Now on Frost, of course, it's a map where that's really, it's a great map for 3 hatch before pool. On Akalon Waste, without having scouted her opponent yet, it would be a very bold move to do so. In fact, she's going for the hatchery first into spawning pool.
Okay.
Which is, I think it's a great build against the gateway first, but she doesn't know it's gateway first yet. I anticipate as soon as she sees the fact that her opponent has not, gone for forge expansion, she'll probably go ahead and grab some gas to go for Zerging speed.
Big question on everyone's mind is, what kind of strategy is HUK going to pull out? He loves those early gateway aggressions to get into the face of the Zerg player and try to bring the momentum of the game into his favor. Loves those early zealot attacks. Cannon rushed here and there. But in this game, going for a gateway expand, of course, this enables you to make sure your warp gate is not delayed at all. So it allows you to fast expand while still allowing you to be aggressive and apply pressure.
Actually, look at this. No gas coming out from Scarlett, even after identifying the fact that her opponent is gateway expanding.
Third hatchery? Really super fast?
It could be. I mean, it's interesting. A lot of Zergs really like to get the gas really fast. So of course, you can't get a third hatchery.
The speedlings.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need speedlings. You can, of course, you can defend with like going roaches or just mass slowlings.
Queens and spines.
Yeah, queens and spines are great too.
Swarm host. We'll
see the direction Scarlett wants to go here. She has a good amount of excess minerals here.
It's a bit of a joke.
One stalker gets a kill. First blood.
First blood.
For Evil Geniuses, HUK.
First blood. They should have an application process in StarCraft 2. They allow anyone to submit voiceover for first blood. First blood.
Yeah.
And then they choose, or someone chooses, and then they use that in the game when first blood happens in StarCraft 2.
Scarlett looks to be doing the exact same build that Suppy was loving to do.
They hang out a lot.
They do. They hang out a lot.
They have there's a Skype channel.
Yep. It's called the American Zerg Cabal.
Yep.
I believe.
I think Major's in there for some reason, but that's fine.
I mean, he's honorary Zerg, I guess.
Yep.
Look at the way the creep spreads. How come it's ignored this spot? It's like gone this way and this way.
Maybe it'll never fill it. Oh, there it goes.
That was just so random, the way creep spreads sometimes is. Interesting science. We see he's going for, or Scarlett, she's going for 2 gases here.
All right.
So I do think we'll see that double Evo, or here goes speed. We'll probably see her tech up off of 2 bases with a little bit of a later third hatchery.
Let's talk about the series so far and the play styles we've seen. How do you expect their play styles to clash here? Or what direction do you see them both going?
Scarlett's definitely looking to tech very fast. We see those two Evos going here. And by attacking these rocks here, what she's doing is she's denying, she's trying to delay her opponent's fast third base, right? Because if she can kill these rocks, oh wait, the probe. If she can kill this probe, this is the whole goal. Like, HUK wants to take a third nexus here and then kill these rocks and move in, but the third nexus ideally started before these rocks died. But if Scarlett can take down this rock tower, it's going to prevent HUK from taking a third base until he kills these rocks. It's really, that Zerging sacrificed himself for the cause there.
For the cause. So that probe is not able to get in there and take a third. And remember, who did HUK play a Zerg or he went for that fast third.
Suppy.
On Aklon Waste. It was Suppy. And Suppy was doing a similar thing to what Scarlett is doing right now, if I remember correctly. But he's not able to take that third. So, oh, it looks like he's instead going to take the left-hand side? No?
I think Scarlett was checking for that, and he was thinking about doing it, but it's a little bit trickier to take it there, just a little bit more open. The much safer third is behind these rocks, and HUK is trying to work to take out those rocks. And Scarlett's doing a really good job of scouting out and making sure HUK's not taking a third over there as she's poking in, checking her ramp location, taking her own third base. But this is the very late third for Zerg versus Protoss.
Okay.
But that's because she's prioritizing upgrades and the lair tech.
So at this point, it's the calm before the storm. Both of these players trying to figure out what each other is doing, trying to react appropriately. Looks like HUK has a plan. He has 4 gateways on the way. He's making immortals. He's got +1 finishing. And he's going for an immortal timing attack off of 2 bases. Does Scarlett have any idea? She hasn't seen a third base, but she saw those sentries attacking the rocks to the third. Ling's trying to sprint on by. That's not going to happen. Great force fields there from HUK, actually. And he's going to trap a lot of Speedlings.
He did lose 2 Zealots doing it, so it actually...
He killed like 15 Lings, though. Didn't he? Did I misread that?
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, he trapped a lot of Lings.
That was great. Great moves by HUK there.
I wonder if Scarlett saw the immortals, though, when she was poking up the ramp.
I don't think she did. I think they came out a little bit later because there's all sentries attacking them.
10 drones just now in production.
Yeah, she does not know this attack is coming.
Idea.
Now,
she has no idea.
With the fact she's on 3 bases, she has Infestation Pit on the way, she has 1/1 Zerglings on the way.
Yep.
If she holds this attack convincingly, the game is pretty much over. But that being said, this is going to be a very tough attack to hold. There's a lot of potential reinforcements coming in from HUK. Of course, he does have 8 warp gates available to reinforce behind this. But Scarlett spotted this now. And she has Infestors on the way, but...
Hive just started, by the way.
There's no Pathogen Glands.
4 Infestors coming out. Oh, there's no Pathogen Glands.
Yeah, so she's going to use them just for Infested Terrans, most likely.
Or maybe try to buy time. I mean...
Yeah, she could wait for a
fumble. Gone,
yeah, I think she's going to sack that. I mean, she can sack it.
Run the drones away at least?
Should be fine.
This is tricky.
Actually, she's going to try to engage. No, she's going to try to run.
Glands just started, too. This is not looking good for Scarlett.
No, it is not. Oh, the drones somehow squeaked by. And
ninjas. They're all of them. They're all ninjas.
It looks like 2 or 3 of them. 3 of them escape. Meanwhile, remember, because Scarlett's creep spread is so amazing, there's no really close warping points for HUK, and Scarlett's actually taking out these warping pylons.
Okay, that's important.
That's kind of a big deal, but HUK has so many Zealots. But
look at all those spine crawlers. Wow, Scarlett's like, you know what? I want this game to go on a little bit longer, and that is about 7 spine crawlers there. Infestors are out. They don't have enough energy for fungal growth, but a lot of Speedlings going to be reinforcing. I think Scarlett is going to have plenty enough to hold this off.
Yeah, there's no Zealot reinforcements, and of course, Immortals are great against spines, but with the Speedlings around...
Wow, what a great reaction from Scarlett. Immediately throwing down a bazillion. Oh, did both Immortals die? I think they did.
Yeah,
oh, the recall a little bit too late. So where do we stand, Nick? This is a weird game.
Yeah, so
we got a Robobay on the way.
I mean, she did lose a lot of her drones at that third base. If she could have saved the third base drones, she would be super, super, super happy right now. But with those going down, economically speaking, they're dead even. 46 harvesters to 46 harvesters, 2 base to 2 base. That being said, on the upgrade tab, we do see Scarlett has 1/1 against only the 1 attack of HUK. Of course, Scarlett doesn't have the resources to continue with 2/2, but she's going to Hive Tech. So, given the fact that HUK lost all those Immortals, he pretty much has to go to Colossi to deal with the mass upgraded Speedlings.
Infestor helps too. Infested Terrans. But he is taking a third.
So the thing I'm worried about with HUK is how does he at this point get both Colossi and Immortals? Because he's going to need Immortals to deal with Ultralisk, right?
Does he even have? I mean, he should have an idea that's on the way. I mean.
Yeah, I think he has to assume
it.
Well, you know what? You would think he has to assume it, but
yeah,
he just played a whole bunch of games against Suppy.
Yep.
He did the same build where he texts 4 Ultralisk, but it never makes them. So that could be in HUK's mind, right?
Right.
It could be in his mind that that's like the way Zergs do it. They spend all the resources going
for
Ultralisk.
Has he hallucinated anything?
You know, I don't think he's scattered really much at all. In fact, he's never even gotten into our main ever. He has one observer, and actually this is the most important observer because it sees what the Zerg is rallying. So he sees that she's making drones and sending them to mine from a third base she's making.
We need a second Robo right now, I think, from HUK.
But yeah, but I don't know if he can do that with the information he has.
Sure.
Because what if she's going mass meters? All right, how is he supposed to know?
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, if he can spot the Ultralisk Cavern.
Oh, that would be beautiful for
Okay,
him.
this is great. This is a step. We got a Zealot drop here at the third base. War Prism should pick 4 of those guys up. And this means this War Prism might go to the main base and see the intentions of Scarlett. Eventually, the Infestor's coming forward, though.
Yeah,
Have the ability to fungal to stop that guy.
So he's going to back away to safer play there with the Warp Prism. Observer sees Infestors. You know, he can probably assume it's not muteless or there's Infestors out. You can sometimes safely assume that. There's not too much extra gas that Zerg does go for Infestors, and you killed the third base a little bit earlier on in the game. We do see Ultra Tech coming in, and there is that Spire underway. So this is something I've seen Scarlett do a lot late game. She'll go for Ultralisk. And normally one of the ways Protoss beats Ultralisk is to say, oh crap, there's Ultralisk, I need a bunch of Immortals. They build like gateway walls, they play really passive until they get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Ultralisk, or Immortals up, right?
Right.
But what Scarlett's going to do, if HUK plays super passive, just stays on 3 bases and goes for the just mass Immortal type style, so let's go straight to Broodlords.
Sure.
Because she does have that Spire underway, and the upgrades are actually very synergistic.
Yeah,
and
Scarlett can kind of take the whole map too.
Oh yeah.
If HUK is restricted to 3 bases, Scarlett would put herself in a position to try to just lock down her opponent's 4th base. And I think HUK's kind of misreading what's going on. I mean, he has a Mothership Core.
He's
able
going
to
for
recall.
timing.
He's going for the timing before the Ultras come out, I think, but I don't know if he knows about the existence of the Ultras in the first place. So this is a nice timing, except it's about 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 40 seconds too late.
You know, one key difference in the way Scarlett has played this build and the way Sapia does is that Scarlett has built the Ultras Cavern, and so she does have all those Ultras on the way. So if HUK actually goes for this timing, it would look great against Speed Lean Infestors, right? But unfortunately, Scarlett has Speedies, Infestors, and Ultras.
If he gets fungled,
he's got to recall
he's
instantly.
done. Yeah, he's got to recall instantly. Okay.
Okay, Scarlett's going to back away.
Has he seen it? He's seen the Ultras, right?
I think
he has.
Yeah,
he has Immortals on the way. He's also working on making Archons. Now, the next step for HUK is going to be securing a 4th base. And on Akalon Waste, that 4th base is a little bit vulnerable.
Yeah.
Because you have to kind of move out, expose yourself a little bit. But if you can set up a SimSeed or something to kind of choke it off, that could be a great decision. And
that's kind of his goal right now is he's making an anti-Ultras army. You see there are a lot of Archons being made, Immortals being produced. But like I said about Scarlett, she's not afraid to tech multiple directions. She's going to get Broodlords as well. And if there's 5 or 6 Broodlords kind of throwing Broodlings in the mix, it makes it so much harder to deal with those Ultralists because, you know, your Immortals and Archons, you got to focus fire the Mortals, and the Broodlings are doing insane damage because they've got the same upgrades the Ultralists do. And she's definitely going for that type of attack. We can see her in the Units tab. She already has 7 Corruptors, building 4 more. The Greater Spire is almost done. She can use some of the Corruptors just to kill the Colossi and the rest, of course.
This is good timing, though. I mean, the Greater Spire is just now finishing.
But there's only 1 Immortal with his army.
That's true.
There's 2 in total.
Okay. Watch out for the Fungal. Scarlett might go for it. Here we go. Engagement going to happen. The Ultras crushing every single force field. Fungal's going down on the entire Protoss army. HUK trying to micro his Colossus away, trying to micro the Immortals away, but there's so much Zerg. The Ultras tearing, ripping everything apart. The Corruptors targeting down those Colossi, and this is a great fight for Scarlett, and she's going to take the victory in game number 3. HUK a little bit too far behind throughout that whole process.
Yeah, you know, on one hand, it's easy to say, oh, we should have just stayed defensive, taking a 4th behind gateway walls. But honestly, she just would have made 7 Broodlords and killed them.
Yeah, I mean, well, behind taking a 4th, you get a Stargate and get Tempest to report it.
It really was. As soon as he went for that Immortal attack and it failed.
It puts him behind in the tech, and Scarlett can identify that, make the appropriate reactions, and then just tech in the proper way where, like, she already had a hive on the way while that was happening. Yep. That was a ridiculous tech advantage. And again, when HUK goes for that big gateway timing, incorporating just Immortals, not really having necessarily a static backup plan. Like, I'm not going to say it's the definition of an all-in, but you're investing into something that is only good until a certain point, and you're putting yourself far behind as far as making investments to later game stuff, which is exactly what Scarlett was doing.
Yeah, and that's one thing a lot of Zergs make the mistake of is they, you know, they'll sacrifice the early economy to tech so hard, but then they won't use the tech. And Scarlett said, yeah, I'll sacrifice the 3rd base. I'm going to tech really aggressively. But it's okay. I can be behind or even in economy with the Protoss, 2 base on 2 base, as long as I commit to that tech path. And that's what she did. And then, you know, HUK tried to find a counter to the Ultras in time, but, I mean, in an open engagement, unless you have a ton of Immortals, Ultras and Fungals will kill every Protoss army doesn't have a ton of Immortals. I mean,
too.
Yeah, the Archons actually lose pretty badly to Ultras. That's all you've got. You got to have a lot of Immortals kind of behind them.
Yeah, absolutely true. So Scarlett taking the 2-1 advantage, but guys, this is a best of 5, so we potentially have a game next that will determine who might go to IEM Singapore. Plenty of matches happening all night long. Again, after this, we're going to have the lower bracket. We're in the winner's bracket final. It's HUK versus Scarlett. the winner of this best of 5 goes to Singapore. Stay tuned. More StarCraft 2 coming up next.